To me, healing is a very tricky and mysterious thing. Healing is a very tricky, mysterious thing. It's a very confusing thing. Reason being is because for the average being, they don't know what they actually healing from. So they think they might be healing from something they went through, something that traumatized them, something that shocked them. They think they actually healing from what someone else did to them. But in fact, they're not actually healing from what someone else did to them. They're actually healing from the interpretation, how they interpret it. So what they actually healing from is the way they receive things. So the way they receive things is broken. So they're trying to heal from that, but they don't understand that. So that's why it becomes a very tricky thing, because you think you're trying to heal from what someone else did to you, but you're trying to actually heal from how you perceive what they did to you. And then they even go further than that, where it's like you don't even know what level you need to heal from on your perception, because it could be body. You could just be going through things, emotions just in your body. Like the things, the problems that's happening in your life is in your body. And you might be thinking it's something that you need to heal from to happen in your life when it's actually in your body. So then you could even take it further than that. And then you could say, maybe you could think of it, maybe I need to heal my spirit and stuff like that. But then even saying that is tricky, because then you don't know which spiritual side you're healing. Are you healing the ego? Because most likely it's the ego that's broken. It's the imagery and the the fantasy you use with your imagination to create a story. And when the story went the way, a different way that that didn't go in your mind, and the way you imagine it to be, that's what hurt you. So are you healing from a broken story? Are you healing from a broken ego because you want to be in control, and then you found out, like, I'm not in control, and then that hurt you? Or are you healing from something in your body? Or are you healing from just being offended? So it's different levels to healing, which you can identify, because then you could feel like, all right, well, I've done the work on this part. Or what's the trendy thing? The trendy thing is, they like to say shadow work, whatever that means, right? So they saying that they did this shadow work. I guess the things that they cannot see. And it's like, how are you healing from things that you cannot see? So if you aren't even aware of these things, how can you be healing from them? I don't know these terms, but this is stuff that they come with to copy of other people's form of healing, and they don't even know how to heal. I don't know about any of this stuff. Trust me, I'm clueless. But I'm assuming, when I would think of like something in the shadows, I would think of it being the unknown, things that I'm unaware of, things that I cannot see. I love the shadows. I live in the shadows. So their interpretation of shadow might be different than mine. So I'm assuming it's that. It's the unknown. So it's like, how could you heal? How could you do some shadow work and you scared of the dark? You scared of the unknown. So how can you really be doing shadow work when you scared of the dark? You scared of the unknown. You scared of being guided by something great. You're more comfortable with being guided by something that's guaranteed to mess up. You get that imperfectly perfect individual, because they guaranteed to mess up every single time. You're more comfortable with that. So you're scared of being guided by something great. You're scared of the unknown. You're scared of the dark. You're scared of being alone. So what shadow work are you truly doing? So that's why healing is very tricky, because no one actually is truly doing any healing, because healing is like a virus and has to be aggressive. So it's like, but you have to know what you're trying to heal from. So the best thing to really do, to think about it, to just really think about it, is to really not heal, honestly. That's the solution I was able to experiment, philosophize with, and realize, like, This is such a beautiful philosophy, is that the way to heal is to not heal. Because if you're trying to heal, you're claiming brokenness. You're claiming that something is wrong with you. And if you do that, you're actually making something wrong with you. In fact, you create things and make them wrong with you. So if you truly want to heal, it's to not be broken at all. But that's a different level. Because to not be broken at all means to not be offended, not take things personal, not settle, and always live in a highest standard, always live to the highest emotion. Don't be influenced by little, um, those little tricky, fragile, poor emotions you have, or those thoughts that tell you something, and then you just feel it and act off that. Oh, so to completely heal is to not ever feel like something was wrong with you, not ever feel like you was broken in the first place, like at all. It's literally feeling like, and this is the beautiful thing. You have to really have this one particular quality. You have to really and truly believe that everything you went through in your life that may have, that you felt hurt you, harmed you, offended you, traumatized you, never happened. It never happened. And you have to believe that with all your heart and soul. You have to be in pure conviction that it never happened. Like at all. Even if you see evidence, even if your senses tell you, but no, look what happened out this. Look at that scar you got. Look at those kids. Look at this situation. Look at this. Look at these bills. Look at this debt. Look at all this. Look at these are all the things you've been through. Whatever your senses try to tell you, you have to deny it. None of that's true. None of that pain is true. None of that exists. You never went through what you went through at all. And you have to be truly convicted. Even if it's relationships, financial situations, no matter what, you never went through it. You're literally in deep conviction that you never went through it. And it works the same way as if when you tell yourself that you're broken and you believe that you find situations, you could tell yourself that you aren't broken and then you'll find more situations to prove that you aren't broken. So if you tell yourself you didn't go through any of those things, no matter what your senses, no matter what you perceive, what your eyes tell you, what you see in front of you, what you can see, touch, feel, and you believe that is real, it's not real. It never happened. Even if you had children and you had those children by individuals you didn't want to have them with, and you able to look at those children and be able to relate the way the child came about from a situation that hurt you, just deny it. It's not really denying the child, but it's denying that that's what ever happened. It's really changing your whole belief system. It's thinking on another level. Like, all right, if I had this child by someone I didn't want to have this child with, I didn't have this child by someone I didn't want to be with. That's what you have to tell yourself. And if you have a thought that came, well, how did the child come about? The child was a miracle. The child just came about. The child isn't really a child. In fact, the child isn't there. The child is just a reflection of me. This is just another version of me that I'm basically taking care of, that I'm basically raising. There is no child. It's just me. When you realize that, even me just thinking of that right now, it felt like I completely released something that wasn't even mine. Like I released someone else's story, even by just explaining it like that. So when you think on those levels and believe and be convicted on those levels, then you experience true happiness.